the student section members of our program. That's John Wagoner, Claudia Chakamian. They were USC students. Now they are proud USC graduates. I feel like we've all taken the journey with you since you've now been doing this segment for, a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about graduation, first of all, kids.
Well, my mom thought I was going to be late, if that's any surprise to you.
I thought he was going to be late.
I showed up. We had to be there at 9:15 at the latest. I showed up at 9:14.
Well, what time was graduation? 10?
9:30.
9:30.
Okay. That's understandable. I was going to tell you that this is people with the organization. They overhype things.
Right.
I got there at like 8:30. So.
Wow, that's so early.
That explains the differences between these two, I think,
But
right there.
Real quick, your high school graduation and your college graduation are entirely different, right? Because
Very much so.
I remember at my high school graduation, it was the first time I really felt like an adult because nobody told me to get up and go anywhere. Like, it was just like my dad's like, hey, you got something going on today, right? And so, like, it was my responsibility to drive down there and find everything. It was the first time I never felt like I was dropped off at school, whereas college graduation, a bunch of my friends didn't even – did you walk?
Mm-hmm.
Tim, did you walk? You walked? A bunch of my friends didn't even walk. It was like, yeah, they're graduating. And
That's so weird to me.
and so I was really close. I graduated in December, too.
In fairness, though, you were on a different trajectory than a lot of folks as far as years in college. And
To be quite frank with you, the whole situation, the people that I was hanging around with, we were all kind of on the same trajectory.
Right,
We
that's
were
what I
all
figured, and that's why they might have had a different mindset than others.
You were trying to get the medical degree, was that right? Because the length of years, the amount of
that's
years
right.
you were in.
I forgot.
Well, what it was is I am I like to donate other people's money places, and I felt that my dad was making a smart investment.
That's not a philanthropy kind of thing. I don't think
So,
that's what that is.
Wait, your doctorate's in what? It's gas baggery, right? Is that what it was?
That's cool.
So I asked you how your graduation went, and you just went straight to what time you had to be there. Let's not go through that detailed. How did the whole day go, guys?
It was too long.
It was a blur, honestly.
Okay.
Like, I don't remember walking across the stage. Like, as soon as I sat down, I just kind of, like, forgot what kind of just happened. I looked over at my friend I was next to, and I was like, did he say my name right? And they were like, I think so. And I was like, I do not remember what just happened. So it's all kind of a blur.
I was mind blown. You know they don't even read your names now
Yeah,
in person.
it's a machine.
It's a computer. They pre-record them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's new this year.
Yeah, unless you have like a weird name. Well, not weird. That's rude. Different name or difficult to pronounce name. So everybody has a card when you show up on your seat, and it's got a barcode on it. And when you go up and get in line, you hand them your card. And then you had gone on like online previously and like put in how to pronounce your name.
Yeah, I had to call them and like leave a message of how to say my name.
I had to do that too.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, my mind is being blown by the new
it was
generation.
weird.
Yeah. So instead of them like reading off the list, you walk up, you hand them your card, they like scan it, it's got a barcode on it. They scan it and then it reads your name.
I think you guys just did a commercial for like small liberal arts colleges who promote like being a personal environment.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
the exact opposite. Now no longer do they hire someone to read your name. It's a computer doing it.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it is an actual person. It's not like a robot. It's not like Siri
But they
reading your name.
Record it.
They
well,
pre-record it.
okay. To relate this back to sports, when I went out to the Final Four and watched South Carolina, but while Heath and I were doing our pregame show before the Gamecocks played Gonzaga, Jim Nantz is recording his Final Four starting lineups. So that is also pre-produced completely. I'm guessing very similarly to what you guys are saying. So maybe I should see this a little differently as opposed to cold and calculating and unfeeling. It was just highly polished and well-produced.
I don't think it lost a personal touch. I think it's a lot more efficient. You don't have to worry about people like mispronouncing stuff because you told them ahead of time how to pronounce it and they do it for you. And then it's done.
No problems because you actually heard yours, John, and Claudia was clearly in a blur.
No, hers was right. I heard hers. Hers was right.
So you're giving her your thoughts on her graduation.
Yeah.
That's good.
I went back and listened back to it. They said it right.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
live streamed, so I listened to it. Yeah.
Millennials, people. We're getting all
checked.
kinds of interesting info.
Well, spinning it back to sports, we all got overshadowed by Aja Wilson.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, they stopped the ceremony for her. And they gave her a huge round of applause. People were standing.
And then I heard they made this announcement. And now there will be a statue in Colonial Life Arena by a robot voice. Is that how it
No,
went?
it was not. Harris Pastides said that one at least. So
Yeah, Harry.
He stood up. This is the one time he stood up and did something that day.
yeah, it was.
Pastides gave a speech.
He did give a little
Yeah.
speech.
Long speech.
But yeah, they stopped traffic for her, on stage, and I felt bad for the guy behind her because everybody was still clapping for Asia. And,
Yeah, you don't want to be the next person.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they did give her. It was a nice moment. She seemed surprised. Like I feel like she had to know it was coming a little bit, but yeah, she definitely seemed genuinely surprised.
Okay, interesting insight into the world of the new graduation at USC here recently in the last few days. Let's get into today's Frank's Discount Tire poll question. We've been hotly debating off the air here in the studio. All right, what is the strongest fashion statement in sports? This is a very close vote right now. I'll give you the 4 options: mustache, beard, hairstyle, or tattoo. Let's let Claudia go first here.
Oh boy. Well,
She was not ready for that.
personally, like I was saying, I just really hate facial hair, so I don't think that's.
What's your deal with facial hair?
I just don't personally like it. I think it's like weird, honestly.
Okay.
I
talks to the
like.
two
I think
guys
the
with a
like
beard.
overgrown like mustaches and beards are obnoxious and just not. I mean, this is I guess a woman's perspective, so it's
You're
a
not
little
feeling
different.
James Harden? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I just think it's like
Should have seen her face
Way
when I
too-
showed her Brian Wilson.
yeah, I think it's like way too overdone. Which just like gets. I feel like it gets in the way. Like don't you like when you're playing? I don't know.
Are you worried about the eating and the grooming and the whole
like,
thing?
even when you're playing, I feel like wouldn't it get in the way somehow? I don't know. I've never had this problem. So
Clearly, it's not an issue for James Harden.
No,
He's
I
doing okay.
guess.
Yeah,
doing all right.
or Brian Taylor.
yeah, so
who's Brian? You mean Brian Wilson?
Yeah, I
Him
think that's
too.
who he meant.
But
Brian
nobody
Taylor
corrected
was-
me the first 3 times I
I
said
heard
Brian
it, yeah,
Taylor.
I heard it on the
so
way, and I was like,
I've just
Brian
been rolling
Taylor?
with that the entire
was
time.
a high draft pick back in the day.
He
about
was for the
30
Yankees.
years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm. Wow, he knew the Yankees. Well done.
Wow.
Impressed. So, what is your answer, Claudia?
I guess-
Mustache, beard, hairstyle, tattoo, the strongest fashion statement.
tattoos. I feel like they're more in style now. I feel like the facial hair is always going to be a thing.
Well, now, Bill, you have to ask the follow-up question, right?
What?
He doesn't even.
Are
know.
you the question that I was talking about me earlier?
Yeah.
Are you a nonconformist now if you don't have a tattoo?
No. Do you have a tattoo is the next question,
Me?
clearly.
Oh,
No.
I wasn't going to ask her that.
You have to ask that if that's going to be your answer.
No.
Either you two got tattoos?
No.
Okay.
I know plenty of people who do.
I'm scared of needles.
Okay, going against the grain. What about what's your response to the poll question, sir?
I say hairstyle because everybody can have a beard. Like we've seen it. We've seen pretty much every form of the facial hair at this point. I feel like, and we've seen every tattoo. I mean, tattoos are very unique, but I think the most unique thing now that you can do is hair, because you can do some weird stuff with your hair. You can do, you can go mohawk, you can go reverse mohawk.
Give me the sports image that pops in your head, like the Brian Bosworth mohawk back in the day.
Yeah.
That pops in my head. The Dennis Rodman.
Honestly, just the first thing, I would say Rodman or actually Bryce Harper. For some reason, his hair,
Okay.
because I just have this image of him when after he hits a home run, the
flips it?
Yeah, when he pulls the teammate pulls his hat off, and he flips the hair back.
Or when he completely bleached it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That was
You can do a lot
scary.
with hair.
Okay, and who do you go with best mustache in sports history? Our alternate poll question.
This is
today.
so hard, so hard. My head says Ditka, but my heart says Hogan, because the whatever you, I guess that's the
Fu Manchu.
yeah, the Fu Manchu, and then there's 2 different iterations. There's Hollywood Hogan, and there's Hulkamania Hogan. And I think, honestly, the Hollywood Hogan is more iconic than the original, because that was like a whole different thing for him, right? Like, I wasn't really alive then, but I mean, I've seen it.
Okay. All right.
Just the beard with the Fu Manchu is, I think, so much cooler looking. Maybe because if he was also in the NWO, and he had the whole like voodoo child thing going, which was like the coolest thing ever. The first time I saw that when I was a kid. What?
Got nothing on
I
this?
have no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's just
he
going
just,
all
he just
over.
started
Do
speaking
you-
a whole other
wait,
language.
you don't know? Oh boy, did you not watch wrestling as a kid?
As a kid, me being a kid,
Oh, I
you being
guess
a kid,
that's not-
we're a little different on
Yeah.
that.
Claudia, I'm guessing you're abstaining from best mustache in sports history. Is that what you're going
Yeah,
with?
I looked at all of them and I thought they were all really gross, and none of them were. I just thought they were like over the top, and like I didn't see how they could
This is
be
a-
like a best.
Is this a write-in vote for Michael Jordan's tiny Hitler mustache? Is that what you're saying? Sounds like what it is.
I'm just none of the above.
Okay, final thoughts from our outgoing student section here. Bill is going to give them advice for life.
Oh, this will be fun. I wasn't prepped for this. Off the cuff.
It's come. While we do that, let's give away. I see you already lining up on the Love Chevrolet phone lines. Well done out there. The pair of tickets, Jason Aldean, the High Noon Neon Tour, coming to Charlotte August 17th. Special guest Luke Combs, Lauren Elena. The pair up for grabs right now. Caller number 5, 803-404-6100 on the Love Chevrolet phone lines. You were incorrect.
I was wrong. She thinks my tractor is sexy as Kenny Chesney. That's the one I was thinking of. Big green tractor is Jason Aldean.
Which one's better?
So do I? I was going to say that the big green tractor is better just because you're talking about a John Deere tractor. But
True.
that's
Good point.
Personal.
The other
preference.
one's Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
All this not to be confused with the Big Green Egg Grill that we're giving away.
Good spin.
1075thegame.com, the place to go to register. Our Summer of Fun giveaway brought to you by Griffin Pools and Spas.
That right there is how you heard cats. Did you see how that happened?
Yeah.
Very good job.
Well, that goes right into our advice for our recent college graduates here. John Wagoner, Claudia Chakamian, still in search of permanent employment. Is that correct, ladies and gentlemen? The head nod, the confident head nod here.
I got a nice summer Band-Aid.
Okay.
Of an internship.
Okay. A summer internship is good. Claudia, you are officially now unemployed. Is that correct?
Finished my internship yesterday.
Okay. Well, that doesn't really count. You got to give you a full 24 hours until I think you can go down to the office and get some money out of that unemployment. Bill, what do you give? What advice do you give our college graduates? They are both actually looking at you with lots of anticipation, like you're going to give them something useful. I feel bad for setting this up at this point now.
I kind of do too for you because
you know what would be good? Life predictions. 5 years down the road, where are we going to be?
Oh boy.
Well, this is not high school. That's high school stuff, man.
That's true. What I would tell you is you need to play every day like a champion.
Oh no, this is worse than I thought.
Oh my God.
You show up each and every day and you give 110%. Attack the day.
There it is.
Nah, y'all will be fine. You'll do just fine. You've been around Tim and I now for about 5 weeks. You've learned all you need to learn as we send you off into the world. There's really not a whole lot more out there. You go out there, smile, look pretty, just say some funny words. Normally somebody will hire you, and then good luck.
Wow.
I've never been so inspired in my entire existence.
Wasn't really ready. Like, if anybody wants to hire me for a commencement speech or anything, here these high school graduations are coming up. If you can give me like a 3-day notice, I can come up with something far better.
Go forth, be good, inspire people. Just
I like that. Yeah,
floaty.
I was trying to think more of sports cliche things to say, but
Definitely sounded like something to be in.
Take it one day at a time, guys. One day at a time.
Play your game.
We got 1 minute left in the segment. We can give you one last gas baggy hot take here on the program.
Ooh, I got a good
Claudia
one.
gets to go first because John will clearly just dominate the airwaves. Would you like to weigh in on the future of Gamecock baseball now, since you've covered them mostly this semester and they're heading forth to the last regular season series?
I think they will, like, for the season.
Sure.
I think they can get the win this weekend at Texas A&M, obviously starting tonight. I think they'll get a series win. I don't think they'll sweep, but I think they can hold their own, play well, and then I never know what's going to happen in the SEC tournament. The Gamecocks, they did well last year, but Hoover is not a good place for the Gamecocks as of late. And then I think they'll be able to play in a regional. They'll make the tournament, and I don't think they'll go any further than the regional. But I think that's a good place for Gamecock baseball to end this season in their first year with Mark Kingston, and I think it will just go up from there.
The main part of that I'm impressed with is that you took most of the time away from John.
So rude. Don't say we in sports unless you work for the team, you go to the school, if you are a club member for soccer or whatever, or you got a family member on the team.
Man, if he had a mustache, I would really be more impressed or intimidated by that hot take.
Well,
Hour
I didn't
3
shave.
coming up.